What is this? What are we doing? What in God's name are we doing? What? Our lives. What kind of lives are these? We're like children. We're not men.
No, we're not. We're not men.
We come up with all these stupid little reasons to break up with these women.
I know. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Are we gonna be sitting here when we're 60 like two idiots?
We should be having dinner with our sons when we're 60.
We're pathetic. You know that?
Yeah, like I don't know that I'm pathetic.
I'm Joe.
I'm Josh.
You've got questions?
You're feeling grounded.
We're feeling pathetic.
Welcome to Feeling Grounded with your hosts, Josh and Joe.
So what we want you all to do right now is subscribe to Feeling Grounded Podcast, like this video, share this video to any person that you think might enjoy this content. Or if you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube and subscribe. Check us out on Patreon for $3 a month. You guys will be able to enjoy other content that we put on there. Josh and I genuinely love to put on there. We hope you can join us there. Also follow us at Feeling Grounded Podcast on Instagram. You'll be able to see all of our other mediums if you click the link in bio. All the other mediums, it's a list right there. Very easy to follow.
You're feeling grounded.
Entertainment. Where's the entertainment, guys?
So Seinfeld, Joe.
Yeah, man.
So let's talk about it. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Finally, October 1st, it came out. And it's about time. You know, it was on Hulu before, and I had been watching it on sites in order to, get caught up pre-Netflix. But now that it's on there, can do it anytime.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, I didn't watch it when it was on Hulu, but I've been watching it now that it's on Netflix, and I love it. It's such a good show. The humor, I mean, Larry David is such a legend,
Yeah, him and Jerry, the writers of the show, they just have such a way of repeating certain things and having everything like the punchline at the very end of the episode involving all four characters. It's genius. So this show took place from 1989 until the finale, which we just watched on Patreon, 1998. And by God, this is probably the greatest sitcom I have ever watched, bar none. Loved How I Met Your Mother. Friends, I'm iffy on. As you know, Josh, we have conflicting opinions on that one. Right. This is my favorite. Has to be.
Yeah, I think Seinfeld. Well, yeah, it's my favorite sitcom. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, I
changed it.
And then Friends is number 2, probably.
Okay, got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Would you call something like The Office a sitcom?
Not really. That's like a mockumentary.
Mockumentary.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually a very good point.
That's my favorite show of all time. I love The Office, but I would say Seinfeld is my favorite sitcom.
Yeah. Let's talk about the characters. So you've got our big four, New York four. You got Jerry, you got George, you got Elaine, and you got Kramer. The comedian, the cynic, Elaine, the loser, George, and the wild card, of course, Kramer.
Yeah.
You got a favorite?
I was always torn between George and Kramer.
Yes, me too. I think I think that's what a lot of people would say. Yeah,
Definitely. I think Jerry is grounded and he kind of does he lays the good foundation for the show. But I think between George and Kramer, I think they're the funniest. Yeah, just his physical humor, both of them even. Just how they respond dramatically about things, and then the goofy stuff that happens to them. It's
a great combination. Kramer with the lanky body and doing all of his let's say Three Stooges type of physical slapstick humor. It works. My favorite would probably at this point in time would be George. I see a lot of myself in George, not because I see myself as a loser.
I was gonna say, you think you're a loser?
No. I see my attitude and sarcasm, humor, and just the banter and his way of contributing to the conversation. I see a lot of myself in him. You can see yourself in a lot of what these characters do. I've noticed.
And that's the beauty of the character development, just because they're just down to earth. It's not like they're these incredibly good looking or incredibly wealthy or incredibly no, there's no dramatic elements that
No.
like make them unrealistic. And that's what's
No.
kind of cool about the show is you can put yourself in any of their shoes in certain circumstances, you know.
Clearly there is some type of narrative to follow like throughout the years, obviously, because in the finale there are callbacks to other parts of the episode, but it's not like you can't just watch an episode and feel like you're in it, or you have to watch like previous seasons in order to like keep up.
Right.
So there's no deal breaker in that one. Yeah, these characters are sociopaths.
Definitely. That's a good way to put it.
Just the way that they avoid situations, and obviously with the Good Samaritan law of the finale, it's very fitting.
I would just say they're just New Yorkers.
That's
what I would say.
Yeah, living in a city, it's just it leads you to this antisocial behavior culture that surely a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah, I mean, you get desensitized by like the nature of humanity. You know, when you're surrounded by goofballs and weirdos and all that stuff, it can have quite the impact on who you are. I feel that way a lot, being from where I am.
Yeah,
like, the amount of people that I see constantly and deal with. But.
Yeah, us living near like heavily populated areas for the both of us, I think there's nothing more relevant than this show, and it's going to stand the test of time. I know it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it'll always be respected and loved, and yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you something. So I watched basically the last 5 episodes before watching the finale with you, just to get myself up to speed, finish it up. And it was a big day. You know, I had planned this out. I had been watching the show for about 3 years. Ever since 2018, like fall 2018. And seeing the second to last episode before the finale, it's a clip show of all like these memories. I'm sure it was to prepare people for, you know, all the callbacks that were happening in the finale. And at the very end, you know, it's 1998, they're playing Time of Your Life by Green Day at the very end of it. You know, Time of Your Life had just come out. Great memories for me watching it. Falling in love with these characters, even though they are pretty horrible people. It's cool. Isn't that like ironic?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite memory
from the show?
Or a favorite moment?
Oh man, I don't have a specific memory from the show, but it's more just like general moments.
Yeah,
like
I wrote down just like everything I could remember.
Yeah, just being a kid and like having it on at my grandma's house, and just like just the feeling of like going back to that moment of like not a care in the world, life's amazing, no responsibilities, and you're just chilling with grandma watching watching some Seinfeld.
Clearly it's going to be easy to binge the show for the world. It took me 3 years on and off. Nice personal account I got right here. Every time I was feeling like not too great, had a bad day, it was something good to come back to, and that's why it took so long. I feel like I'm a genuinely happy person, but looking back on this, these were nice escapisms and kind of made you feel better about yourself after watching the episode. 1, because it was funny as heck, and then 2, you see yourself in a lot in the characters. My favorite moment from the show at this moment right now, looking back, it was when Jerry, this episode called The Marine Biologist, Jerry lies to this woman that George likes, I think. He lies to this woman that George is a marine biologist because he was unemployed at the time, living with his parents. That's how it's been for the majority of his tenure at Seinfeld. So the woman goes out with George, knowing that he's a marine biologist. They walk on the beach. There's a beached whale. And then someone in the crowd is like, is anyone a marine biologist? So watch it. And so much chaos happens. Great punchline at the end. Just, oh man. But you have so many great moments. You have, you know, Elaine's jagged dancing. You have the soup Nazi. You have George dying. Not actually. The anti-dentite. The man's ear.
Nice.
Yeah,
I love it. I mean, there's so many references, there's so many iconic lines, there's so many iconic scenes. I mean, you know, it's all just like a part of like regular, like our lexicon now. It's like most of the lines and cliches from the show.
have stuck with our in the zeitgeist. Yeah, like yada yada yada.
Well, I mean,
regifter.
I've heard everyone say no soup for you.
No soup for you.
It's just like a line everyone says. Yeah.
You're a regifter. Double dip.
Mm-hmm.
You're a re-gift. Yeah, I already said she's a two-face.
Mm-hmm.
The low talker, the close talker.
Yeah, the close talker. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh man. But another really good one that I want to do, but I'm afraid that like I wouldn't sound professional because I have people at work call my cell phone sometimes. I want to do the George Costanza answering machine. I found the instrumental. Search that up, people. The George Costanza answering machine.
Yeah, we my siblings, we all did it to one of our phones. I forget which one of us.
At your house phone?
I forget. No, somebody's cell phone.
Yeah. But for anybody that is watching or listening to this right now, Seinfeld, you won't regret watching this show. Honestly, it's something that will really make you feel good. And Jerry, if you ever watch this, you did good. You did good.
You did good.
You did good. So what we want you all to do right now is go onto Patreon. For only $3 a month, you guys will be able to see our reaction to the finale episode of Seinfeld. First time for us watching that, and we hope that you guys enjoyed the laughs and the love with us.
The future is inevitable, but let's travel back in time.
So October 13th, 54 AD, Nero succeeds Claudius as Roman emperor. So something about Nero is that he was the fifth Roman emperor and the stepson and heir to Claudius.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The man was literally insane.
Yeah, the man was literally insane. Hedonistic lifestyle after a while. I will have to mention some accomplishments, but his father dies and his mother marries Claudius. So Nero actually took the throne later on at age 17. So, your frontal lobe has not even fully developed yet. Over time, this is just a recipe for disaster, And he didn't like his mother's attempts to control him. So he had her executed.
Yeah. I mean, you grow up in this incredibly pagan culture where things are, falling apart quickly, and then you are a 17-year-old who clearly has some issues, who then takes control over the empire.
Megalomania attitude.
Well, was he the last
Julio Claudian emperors?
Right.
You have I think in total over 200 emperors in all of the tenure of the Roman Empire, and a lot of them were very short-lived,
right?
Whether it be civil war, assassinations, what have you.
So something that's always stuck out to me about Nero is how horrible he was to Christians.
Yes.
So at this time, the early church was being kind of formed. Christ just died, and so all of the disciples are trying to formulate the church at the time. And so hardcore Nero really intensely persecuted Christians. He would feed them to lions, and oftentimes he would hang them up around the
was it his villa?
Yeah, his home. He would hang them up on the walls and burn them so that he had light to read. It was just awful stuff. He was completely insane in how he treated.
Speaking of light, this whole persecution thing happened after the Great Fire. The cause is unknown, though majority of historians are leading into that he destroyed the city. It was his cause. So many Romans believe that, he's the one who started it. He was trying to make room for a planned villa, but he destroyed 75% of the city. He was saying the guilty party must be found, and that's what kind of blamed and persecution of Christians and the torture of Christians that led to that.
Yeah, rough stuff. He's a rough man. I would say he's not a good man. But...
No. I feel kind of bad for listing his accomplishments, but until he came into rule 54 AD, but for the first 5 years of his reign, he was actually thought of as generous and admirable. Oddly enough, he got rid of capital punishment. but then brought it back.
Yeah.
He lowered taxes, enslaved. He took all enslaved people and say that they could bring their grievances to their masters. But after his mother's death, that's when the hedonistic lifestyle and self-indulgence, the whole tyranny, came into. But let's go into something funny about this guy. He claimed he was a poet and a musician. Yeah, he gave like these public performances.
Oh no!
As like a poet and as the lyre player, which was a huge breach in etiquette for the ruling class.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Do you want to know what his final words were?
What was his final words?
He said something like, "What an
He died
artist!"
young, right?
Yeah, he died like not too long later after people like kind of got wind of this hedonistic lifestyle.
He killed himself, right?
With assistance.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so there were plots to kill him, so he got scared, left, but his assistant killed him. And he said, and Nero says, "What an artist that dies in me." And that's what he thought of himself.
It's time for Happy Crappy.
What I'm seeing right now in your studio space, a lot has happened.
Yeah, I'm happy. the way that we had it last time. So yeah, we filmed a while ago in here, and that was the Shawshank Redemption video.
Yeah.
And then we did the MCU stuff, and that was in my office
on the phone
because we didn't have internet, which was awful. Right. And then we cut that up into 2 episodes. So we only filmed that once, then we took a week off.
Yeah. Nice vacation.
Yeah. And I feel like we needed to. We both were kind of stressed about life, and
yeah,
just needed a little bit of time.
Yeah. But this is something that helps us feel grounded, to ask these questions, of course, and to go into these entertainment mediums. Right.
And what I will say is it's been a great couple of weeks. Like, I took that time, and I'm very happy, trying to seek that whole health and spiritual wellness, and took that through the moon, and I'm feeling pretty good. Had a great couple of weeks. Got a new guitar. I've kind of finished up this room a lot more. I put a lot more acoustic foam up, and then you can't see, but on the other side of the garage, I did more flooring, like here, over there. Cleaned it all up, moved everything over. And
now, are you putting in carpet there?
I don't know. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I'm going to wait a little bit to do some more.
Yeah. What is that right there? Yoga mat? Something like that?
This black stuff?
Yeah. What is that?
So it's like rubber. It's like a puzzle tiles.
Oh, yeah.
So you put them in, and they lock in.
Put those in a lot of like gym.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. But it's nice now, but eventually I may want to do carpet, but we'll see. It may take a year or two, and then I wanted to put a wall so that this is divided, and I just want to like wall it all off, and then I want to do a vocal booth in here, and yeah, so it's gonna get legit, but it's gonna take a little bit of time.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, man, I'm really happy about it. Yeah, so it's been good.
My happy is I spent some time worshiping on Tuesday with a group of people, and then also Wednesday, getting ready for worship at church, playing guitar, and having good talks also on Wednesday. It was later nights with all these guys, but it was very, very refreshing to speak then. There were some late nights this week, which I'll get into that in the crappy, but it was still pretty refreshing to be able to have those conversations, because I had been away from my state for a little while.
Right.
But yeah, I thrive on socialization, only to a certain degree, because I need like my me time too, which is something that had been in short order for a little while too.
Right.
Which is something I need. Something that this weekend is definitely going to be yielding.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that about myself too. Is like, I really cherish my alone time, whatever, because I can recharge or whatever. But I always find that I'm much healthier and happier when I'm like, if I'm going out to eat with people, if I have a date with Claire, if I'm hanging out with guy friends, or like intimate settings.
But there comes to a certain point where like not necessarily in the intimate like gatherings of like 4 or 5 people sometimes, but there comes a point where like you kind of had enough of it, and like you need to let
Take care of yourself.
let the machine like cool off and stop for a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so there's that, that beautiful balance, right, where it's like hanging out and doing the thing and being yourself and being honest and open with other people, but then also trying to take care of you and your needs. Like, so yeah, there's that beautiful balance that when you find it, it's like you're living your best life, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to learn and to figure out, because I'm definitely a lot more alone than that, and I'm trying to like reach out a little bit more, which is good. Yeah, but that's awesome, Joe.
Thanks, brother.
Take care of yourself in whatever way that looks like.
So for my crappy, there have been some late nights, doing some extra projects for work. Money is good, but in the short term, it's been a tough week because I haven't really gotten to my own personal projects. My workouts have had to be a little bit shorter, which I'm not happy about. It's still there. It's fine. It's a short-lived thing, but at the same time, I'm going to be okay. I've got a good head on my shoulders, but I guess I have perfection in my mind when it comes to the week, because this week went by like 2 weeks within one. It was long.
I feel that. My crappy is too much phone use.
Okay.
I kind of find myself cycling into that every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I just scroll through memes for too long.
Mm-hmm.
The past 2 days, I use my phone too much, so I'm gonna take a little break from it this week. But
Once the other phone come?
I just got an email. I got pushed back a little bit, so it's supposed to come in the middle of October, but I just got an email that said it'll be the middle of November.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah, often finding that you look at the phone and then about 2 or 3 hours pass by. Doesn't happen too often, but I hate those days.
Yeah, I go through them. Like I said, I'm like pretty cyclical. So like, if I'll be good for like a week, and then if I have a slow day, then I usually fall to that.
And it's ironic because we don't want the slow day.
Yeah, I know. Because that's the thing, is like we want rest to rehabilitate, and then what it becomes is like dissociation through the phone. And then you're not able to rest because you just get annoyed and stressed by stuff you're looking at.
Yeah.
So it's like a catch-22.
Yeah. So get away from that phone.
You've got questions. You're feeling grounded.
These are coming from Tom. So he says, man, I really agree that you should have ended after Endgame. Just end it there. This is coming from our Avengers episodes. Just end it there. I don't know how you can go bigger than that. I really hate multiverse in media. It's an overused trope that just allows the writers to do whatever they want without consequence. And that's how we get Alligator Loki. I didn't watch Loki. It makes absolutely no sense, but hey, because multiverse, quote unquote, it can be. So yeah, probably won't really watch much of the MCU at this point. Smart.
Yeah, they're losing. Yeah, like we said, every last 2 weeks, like they're losing fans because of all this nonsense. But thank you, Tom.
All right.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Also, you want questions? Fine. Here's a rapid fire preference questions. All right. Rapid fire questions call for rapid fire answers. Let's do it, Josh.
All right.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. Yep. Same with me.
100%.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Same with me. Summer or winter?
Summer.
I'd probably go summer too. Spring or fall? Fall.
Fall.
Yeah. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
DC. Mario or Sonic? Mario. Ninjas or pirates?
Pirates.
Pirates, yeah, I'd say so too. Red pill or blue pill?
Blue pill.
Blue pill, I'm red pill.
Wait, which one's which? I forget.
Red pill is the one where he gets out of the Matrix.
And that's
blue
what
pill,
I mean. I meant the red pill.
Yeah, we want the red pill. We don't
forget which one.
Yeah, blue pill, like you just stay ignorant to society. Yeah, sure.
Red pill. That's what I thought the blue was.
Do what Neo does, people. Red pill.
Wake up.
No kung fu. So what we want you all to do right now is subscribe to Feeling Grounded Podcast, like this video, share this video to any person that you think might enjoy this content. Or if you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube and subscribe. Check us out on Patreon for $3 a month. You guys will be able to enjoy other content that we put on there. Josh and I genuinely love to put on there. We hope you can join us there. Also follow us at Feeling Grounded Podcast on Instagram. You'll be able to see all of our other mediums if you click the link in bio. All the other mediums, the list right there. Very easy to follow.
And remember, ask questions. So Tom, awesome. You also getting a shout out because of how cool you are. So if you have questions, write them down in the comments, leave them below, and we'll do this whole segment on that.
You got questions?
Yo, feeling grounded.